What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Rev Sports Wrap It Up. I am Josh Maber alongside the lovely Soul. Soul, how are we doing today?
Doing good. I'm ready to talk some Mavs just being down bad.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about some basketball. So the when it rains, it pours for the Dallas Mavericks, and I kind of feel like they could have avoided it by not trading your star franchise player of a generation.
But they kind of just started before that. We kind of have a little timeline of how the Mavs are down bad. So January 14th, Derek Lively II suffers ankle stress fracture. The February 1st, Mavs trade Luka for AD. On the 8th of February, Anthony Davis strains abductor in Mavs debut. Then on the 10th, Daniel Gafford sprains MCL. And then just a few days ago, March 3rd, Kyrie tears his ACL. And yesterday, on the 4th, it's announced that Nico and the Mavs organization is raising the season ticket prices by 8% next year. So you have basically a team that went to the finals last year. And then Nico pretty much destroying the entire organization and then asking you to pay for more money. It's like, we had Louis Vuitton, now we have Temu, but we want you to pay more for Temu.
Mm-hmm. It's I don't have a bachelor's in business or running an organization. I did take some sports management classes, but I know how to do 2 + 2 doesn't equal pay me more money, even though my product sucks. So it's like, hey guys, just so you know, we traded everyone. We're going to do a rebuild, but we need you to pay us more money. No, that's not how it works. You bought the team. I'm sorry. Do you know why you're not turning a profit? Because you sent your dude to LA.
Yeah.
That's why you're not turning a profit. It's like, oh no, our ticket sales have gone down. Our season ticket holders are going away. I wonder why. It's not a mystery, Sherlock.
Yeah. I wonder how many fans they really are going to have at the games. And if you believe the scuttlebutt, the tinfoil hat, is this the plan?
It sounds like some major, straight out of the Major League movie where they're just tanking everything and making like, it's not profitable here. We got to move to Vegas.
Gotta move to Vegas. It's the producers. You can make more money with a flop than with a hit.
Right. So I think that it's getting a little smoky when there's smoke, there's fire type of thing of just like the Brian Windhorst. Why is that? Thing. It's getting more of a conspiracy than it is an actual like. I know you're not that dumb, or you wouldn't have gotten to your position unless you're the biggest con man known to man.
So is this scuttlebutt or is this just bad luck?
I think's a little bit. I would say it's bad luck. Obviously, like you can't just Kyrie go out for the season. No, you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't have Derek. You can't have Derek Lively get hurt. You can't Anthony Davis. You traded for Anthony Davis. You knew he was eventually going to get hurt. Like I think that's kind of was part of the plan. Yeah, just because how he is. But no, it's a little bit of bad luck. But also, you've made some moves that make no logical sense.
Yeah. And Luka, he heard one too many times by his ex, the Mavs, that he was getting a little chunky, a little fat. So he turned down his own birthday cake, and we have the video of that.
Yeah. Helps if I
anything, you might need to reshare it. Josh?
Yes.
Reshare it because you didn't share sound.
Oh no. This is what happens. This is how
we're live, folks. We're live, folks. While you oh, there we go.
Well, here, let me take that away and redo it because you know how it works. So while you do that. So you can go ahead and Say what you were going to say.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway.
On your own birthday cake? Oh, rest of the league better watch out. Diet Luka for the Lakers stretch run. This is what happens. You get dumped or traded, and then all of a sudden you're hearing all these stories from your ex about how you're obese. What's it been? 5 articles in 2 weeks calling him fat? Then your new crew pulls up on your birthday. They bring you a 10-layer cake. A scorned Luka Doncic says, nah, I turned it down. Just a small slice for the birthday boy. 31 points and a dub. Luka, you deserve it. He said, nah, eyes on the prize. I'm not touching that cake. I'm a healthy boy now. All thanks to Nico Harrison and the Mavericks, the toxic ex who can't stop telling the media how fat he is and how unsuccessful he's going to be because of his eating, drinking, and hookah. Thank you, Nico Harrison. Mavericks are such a toxic ex that...
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't. It was nice to see them get him a cake. It was one of those, like, he really turned it down, and I could just tell you where his mindset is now. Or maybe he would have rather taken a beer. Who knows? But yeah, that was interesting to see those videos and him be like, nah, I don't want cake.
Yeah. But hey, maybe he did. Maybe he just didn't. I think like more and more like you saw him like the side by side pictures. I think there was some Photoshop going on there, but they showed like Luka like 6 months ago in his Mavs uniform, and then they show him now and he's lost weight. I'm like, there's a little bit of Photoshop there, but maybe it is a change of scenery because the organization was toxic to him. It wasn't meshing well. Now, we'll wait for the honeymoon phase to end here with Luka and see what really, when all the dust settles and the honeymoon phase is over, how that actually is going to work between Luka and the organization. But so far, so good. Interested to see how they do in the playoff run. I don't know if they have the defense to do it, but if you have LeBron and Luka, you're going to have a shot.
Yeah. I can see them getting to a Western Conference final.
Yeah, I can see them at least getting to the final. I just don't know if their defense can hold up against once you get to like, if you meet OKC, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Even if Denver.
Yeah, Denver would be one as well. So.
And speaking of OKC, SGA, he had a 51-point game in OKC's 137-128 win over Houston. That's just a crazy score line in general. So my question for you is, does SGA have a chance to get MVP this year? Joker is statistically having a better season this year than when he won his MVPs the last 3 times. But would they really give him the 4th? We kind of saw a little bit of this in NFL between Josh Allen and Lamar. Do you see possibly SGA maybe getting it instead of Joker, even though Joker's having a better season this year than last year?
Why'd you have to bring up Lamar and Josh Allen? I was doing well.
I'm sorry.
You brought that up.
I'm sorry.
That's literally was my point is going to be is like Joker's having the best statistical season we've ever seen. I don't care. Give it to the other guy. He's still there. That's I mean nothing against SGA. I mean same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great season. Still wasn't as good as Lamar's. Didn't matter. Lamar's 1, 2. Therefore, we're going to give it to Josh Allen. So watch Luka win everything else but the MVP, and they're going to give it to SGA if this continues. Unless SGA gets hurt or something crazy happens, which I doubt, it's SGA's to lose based off of voter fatigue for Joker.
Yeah, which I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the one who's won the most. He's had 6, and Joker's currently on 3. So I don't know. They could possibly give him a 4th, but yeah, I feel like voter fatigue might play into it. And you see this in different. The Oscars just happened. You'll see that in the Oscars too. Be like, we voted for them too many times. Let's vote now. I don't know what's in voters' minds, but I can see SGA getting it this year.
Yeah, it's well on record as far as you kids out there. Go back to the 90s when Michael Jordan was running basketball. He lost MVPs to Charles Barkley and Karl Malone. Again, it's kind of the same situation. Michael Jordan was by far the MVP of the league those 2 years, but they gave it to Karl Malone and Charles Barkley because of voter fatigue. Jordan went on to beat both of them in the finals. So who really won in that situation?
Right. Which one is more important?
He took that personally. I know you've never heard that before, but Gord takes shit personally.
I think that's all I have for NBA. You want to go into college basketball?
Sure, we're rounding. It is March, ladies and gentlemen. Do you feel it? Do you?
Your favorite month?
Possibly. I don't know. Best time of the year. We sleep in May. All those crazy little things. But number one Auburn went down last night to Texas A&M. They beat the crap out of Kentucky over the weekend. But then Kentucky bounced back and 30-point win over LSU. But it looks like Auburn, Duke, and then the field. Duke right now, their last 6-7 games or something, they're beating their opponents on an average of 30 points. So I know the ACC is down, but that's still ridiculous that you're doing that. Cooper Flagg, I'm pretty sure, is going to he's a true freshman. He's going to be the number one draft pick, and he will be he'll probably win the player of the year. He's just that good. I don't think it's something that, as far as the NBA needing that stud, I don't think Cooper Flagg's that person, but he's definitely going to be the number one overall pick. But yeah, look forward. We're going to be doing our live bracket show with me and my buddy Jake for that, to kind of go over a live reaction, get you all ready to fill out your brackets. By getting ready, who gives a shit what we say? Just fill it out like you want. You're probably going to beat us anyway because we overthink it. We actually care. But that's just how the cookie crumbles most of the time with this. But I have won some bracket pools in my day. Okay. So I do know what I'm talking about. But I like your coin flip and the mascot is going to win out over me actually watching basketball from early November to now.
Although you always say that those who know the least about college ball, which I'm more of a professional ball watcher than a college ball watcher, will do the best in these brackets. And I've never won a March Madness. I have won when we've done soccer brackets. But yeah, so I don't know if that works on this end, but it hasn't worked for me yet.
Well, it's just the fact of you always see someone that wins it that like watched a little bit and just happened to pick. It's all about matchups when it comes down to it. And so a lot of times I'll overthink a matchup when the obvious answer is right in front of you.
Yeah.
And their strategy to it, as far as,
and I always like to have like an upset or two as well, just because that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun that way. So I always, just a little secret, guys, the way it's typically scored, might as well just go all chalk in the first round, unless you think that Cinderella's going to go further to get you more points. So if you just pick up like one upset,
or if you really hate a team and you just cannot choose them,
right? There's only been 2 16 seeds to beat the number one seed, to defeat a number one seed. There was a UMBC beat Virginia as the number one overall seed. And then Purdue went down to Fairleigh Dickinson 3 years ago. I can't remember exactly, but so yeah.
Unfortunately, WKU could not do it.
No,
when they were the 16th seed my freshman year of college.
Yeah, I went to that because it was in the Yum Center, so I went and saw them practice and everything. Got interviewed. She was like, "So how's Western going to win this?" And I was like, "They're not." And she was like, "No, come on, just do something for me." I was like, "Okay." So I was not a good interview because I was just like too logical and practical. I'm like, it's you see that Kentucky team, yeah, they're going to win it. So
right, and you had to be there and say Kentucky was going to win. I know that must have felt hard for you as a Louisville fan.
It sucked. It sucked. But we went to the Final Four that year. We won it the next year. I don't care what they say about taking it away and all this stuff. It happened. Everyone saw it happen. We won it the next year. So for those who's keeping track, we are the last of the Louisville-Kentucky rivalry. We're the last national champion.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking about Louisville there, not WKU. WKU has never won.
No, but WKU is in history of having, I think, their top 15, top 10, 20 win seasons. And then I was in school when we went to the Sweet 16. When Ty Rodgers hit that last second shot, I was in school when that happened. So that was fun.
When I was in school, it was more the girls who did it for us.
Yeah.
And I got to travel because of the girls. So the girls team, I'm here for our Lady Tops. Yeah. But is that all you have for college?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I have for college. So I just kind of big thing is we're rounding out the corner. Conference tournaments are starting, and that's when you really start to be like, who is Penn University in the Ivy League? Oh my gosh. As Scott Van Pelt said, when it comes down to the Ivy League championship, the winner goes on to the NCAA tournament. The loser goes on to have really good jobs.
Right, there you go. Well, we're going to stick with basketball here. We got Unrivaled. Mm-hmm. So the Rose, they clinched the playoffs 1 week to go. And we're going to right here show these are the standings right now for Unrivaled. The only team that is pretty much out of it is Phantom. But got Your Vinyl, The Mist, and then mine and Tishka's Laces are all with the same record, all with the chance to be in the top 4 to go to the playoffs. So, how you feeling about Your Vinyl?
We're in the top 3. There you go. There's positive. We're in the top 3.
I mean, you're tied with 4th and 5th as well.
We're in the. Hey, is our name have 3 next to it or not? I'm gonna look at the record. The semantics. Who cares? Look at the 3. Look at that 3 right there. I see us being in the top 3, as far as I know. As far as this graphic. So tell me I'm wrong. Where's the lie? Also, I've been watching Angel, please. You're so good. Please hit a layup. It pains me.
She's working too much on other parts of her game. The layup.
You shoot 18% from 3. There's a reason they leave you open. But this is the right league for you to figure out this shit out.
Hey, she's been working, though, with Lisa Leslie. She's got a 2020 game. I think she's doing all right. But, yeah, there's definitely still skill sets, as every rookie. Her, Rakia, Caitlin. Yes, Caitlin has things to work on. Mm-hmm. Every rookie, and even people who aren't rookie, have things to work on and to be a better player.
Yeah, I just want it that because I need that rivalry, and I need you to hit layups.
It'll be there.
So... I just need it to happen. And Angel, just sometimes it's just like, like your armchair quarterback type thing. It's just like you see her like go for a layup and she like clunks it. Granted, she gets the rebound and then gets an and one, but
yeah. And I think too, the rebound story keeps going on from here. And like, if you take the rebound story of the WNBA last year, if you took away all of the O boards away from her, she still has is in the top for rebounds in the league. So
we're not questioning her rebound skills. It's her layup skills.
No. But yeah, people were just like, oh, she's only getting rebounds because she's not making her shots, where her shot percentage has gone up significantly and Unrivaled than the WNBA season. Also, it's a lesser time span of the league. But that even if you take the narrative of last year in the WNBA, you can kind of cut through that narrative and be like, oh, she still rebounded a lot.
I just need you to do it. I just need you to put it all, let the plants align and just go out there and I need you 25 and 10 every game. Shooting 50% in layups too, by the way.
You just want her to have a 20-point double-double every day.
I'm tired of this 12 and 10 shit. I want 25 and 12.
Hey, she got 20-something and 20-something the other day. So that's more what you want to see, huh?
I want consistency for where we want her to be and what and how and what and the hype behind her. That needs to be it's the standard to me.
Yeah, I get that. And then it's funner when they are scoring more than 20 points, but you can still have a phenomenal game and be scoring 10, 11, 12 points a game.
No, I mean, I know. But when you're the star player and you're promoted like you are, there's a certain standard that we, as a fan, would like to see. That's the only thing. I'm just putting her to a higher standard.
I understand. And hey, when you put people to a higher standard, It's because you like them and you want to see them do well. I would say, though, the point guard would probably be the star of the Rose over Angel.
Yeah.
Chelsea Gray.
Yeah, no, it's still Chelsea Gray's league, but
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
trying to pump up Angel. Just trying to pump up Angel.
I know. For anyone who's thinking anything, Josh loves Angel Reese. He also loves Caitlin Clark, but
I just think that rivalry is so palpable, and I can see the dollar signs in it. And I just need her to get to the point where it is a Bird Magic type of tit for tat type of rivalry, and not just she stat pass.
And I think you're wanting it so bad because we talked about how it's just non-existent in the NBA right now. So you're wanting to see it.
I need a rivalry. I need a rivalry, and this is like you just feel it's there.
Yeah. And then speaking more, Phantom, as we said, is there at the bottom. They're not going to make the playoffs, unfortunately. But we do have two cool things that the Phantom did in this past week. First up, we have BG has the first ever dunk in Unrivaled history, and we're going to watch this here.
There you go.
I'm here for it. And then we also had this cute moment between Lisa Leslie and BG. It's going to be all the way on the fourth slide on the Instagram link.
Okay, I was wondering. I was like, okay. All right, is it during the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
You got to play sound.
It's historic, and obviously I know what it's like to have a historic dunk. Not the ending you want. The night I dunked, we lost that game too, so I know what you mean about remembering that. But just talk about that is a historic moment for you to be the first to dunk in Unrivaled.
When I sit down and think about it, it definitely is. I mean, I'll be able to hold that. Got to do it with you here as well. So, I mean, that was pretty cool too, honestly, when I take the time to think about it. Yeah. And then he's here too. So it just all kind of lines up. You want to say something? Right. That's not sterilized though. But yeah, no, you're right. Definitely historic moment. I'm glad to be able to hold it. So maybe I'll try to get another one in the next game.
And just know we are so happy to have you here at Unrivaled and see you playing. And you're not just back, you're back and better, and just you warm our hearts, even though we don't get a chance to say it to you enough, that it's just great to see you to be able to finish out your career, and good luck in Atlanta as well.
Thank you.
The dunk was outstanding.
Now, remind the audience again what Lisa Leslie isn't she invested in the league, or she just there just
she is one of the announcers.
Okay. For
the league, and she is also the person who has the first dunk in the WNBA.
Yeah, I know that. I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Lisa Leslie, man. I'm aware of it. She was in Uncle Drew, man.
Right. So. That moment between Lisa Leslie and BG, like I was just like, oh, my heart. Yeah. And then your cousin that's not your cousin, she's been injured throughout most of the league, Marina Mabry, mostly learning how to cook and to dance, but she finally made her debut in Unrivaled, and we're going to watch a little clip of some of her action on the court.
Has been with the club all year and
shoot it from wherever she is on the court, and she will use her fouls. And he started laughing, but he said offensively she's such a threat courtside next to you at a WNBA game. So I know how deep your love goes for this. What do you think about this 3-on-3 environment here at Unrivaled?
Yeah. Brittany's my cousin. We already claimed.
She just got the height, right?
Yeah.
And that's Wanda Sykes who's speaking.
Great for you to be here.
Dynamite shooter here at Unrivaled. 13 points for Gray. Mabry answers. Getting better.
Well, not only are they getting better, their intensity level has gone up. They understood it's playoff basketball.
There you go. Good job, distant cousin that needs to get their name changed, get the E out of it.
So, thoughts on Marina finally being healthy enough to play again?
I know. I can't wait for this upcoming season. What team is she on again?
She is on the Connecticut Suns. She was on Chicago last year, and she got traded and wanting to win a chip with Connecticut, and then Connecticut traded all of their starting 5, and she asked for a trade, and Connecticut told her no. So she's right now stuck in Connecticut, not wanting to be there, but we'll see what happens.
That's why I brought it up. It's just for the kids out there. She's going through some crap, doesn't like where she's at, but the other place is like, screw you. And we don't like that.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I have for Unrivaled. We do have one more little bit of news on the women's side. WNBA, Serena Williams. She joins the ownership group for the expansion side of the Toronto Tempo that will be here next year in 2026. I just find it funny that she is going to be part owner of a team in Toronto.
Happens.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Yep. I was also thinking like maybe it has something to do because I know her husband has a lot of money as well.
Yes.
So I don't know if
he was the creator of Reddit,
something like that. It was like Reddit or I think Reddit, Tumblr, or something. I don't know. It was one of those.
I think it's Reddit.
Yeah, he was a founder of something that made him $1 gajillion. I think he. I was wondering if her husband had anything with Toronto. I didn't know.
I have no idea.
But yes, the whole thing about she can't escape him.
Or he can't escape her.
One or the other. One or the other. Drake's down bad. Drake's down bad.
Who's down bad worse, him or the Mavs organization?
Yes. I'll put it this way. Drake was in Toronto for the Elimination Chamber, which is the thing that everyone was talking about over the weekend. And they showed celebrities. They didn't show Drake.
Oh, pobrecito.
So, but he was there.
So that's all we have for basketball. Let's go over to novelty acts.
Mm-hmm.
And first off, we're going to talk about Bree Clark. She's a gymnast, and she's the first collegiate gymnast to successfully complete the Biles 1 on floor. So we're going to watch her there, and just someone else that can twirl as much as Simone Biles. Cool.
I just want to see it again. Oh no, she was out. Look at her toe. It's not pointed right. Deducted. She sucks at life. Go away. I
thought you were gonna deduct her for stepping out.
No. That's baby shit compared to her toe not being. And she didn't blink. By the way, she smiled. Her smile was not the right angle. So therefore, we're deducting points as well for that. And her eye color, don't like it. So therefore, I don't understand scoring in gymnastics. Long story short.
I know. But so far, we've only ever been able to see one person be able to do that move. And her name is Simone Biles.
Yeah.
And now we have someone else that can do that move.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter about the move. It matters about your toe and breathing and shit. I figured if you do 3 flips in the air and land and not like break everything in your body, I would think that'd be a perfect score.
Hey, if we get enough likes on this video, we're going to force Josh to like do some tumbling.
Oh God. I mean, hi, I'm Josh. I'm Josh Mavor. Welcome to Jackass. That's pretty much what's going to be.
Let us know in the comments down below if you want to see that. But any other miscellaneous news?
Yeah, so we've the NFL is coming up. No, Justin, we're not going to make it happen. Although I would like the likes down there. If you do that, then yeah, we'll see what we can do on that. Get the love from you all. But yes, the NFL is in full. As far as the offseason is in full swing now. So we've got signings, releases, stuff of that nature. Saquon Barkley. I don't know if you heard this guy's name. He's pretty good at running the ball. The Eagles have rewarded him for being for pretty much he would have set the all-time single season rushing record last year if he didn't set out the last game, but he won the Super Bowl. And they gave him an extension, I think, for $41 million over the next 2-3 years, something of that nature, making him the highest paid running back of all time. So, yeah, the Giants. For those who don't know about the Giants, they've had 3 first-round draft picks that have now won Super Bowls on other teams. Odell Beckham, Kadarius Toney, and Saquon Barkley.
They're also down bad.
They're also just down bad. Them and the gosh damn Jets. Deebo Samuel was traded to the Washington Commanders for a 5th-round pick. So it looks like they're blowing up some things there in San Francisco. But it looks like they're going to get the Brock Purdy deal done. Matthew Stafford is staying put in LA. They thought if Matthew Stafford went to a different place, that would start a chain effect or whatever that you want to call it. So basically like, well, then this quarterback signs here, this quarterback signs here, this quarterback, because then the Rams would sign someone and so forth. The
dominoes.
Yeah, the domino effect. Thank you. The brain didn't get to the domino effect with something else. But they would thought that, since LA would then get one, then whoever and so forth. But he was staying put. Not to sit there and say that Kirk Cousins won't go to another team, or it might just. They're paying him $100 million to sit on the bench. So great there, but it's not a bad thing for Kirk at this point.
Hey, I'll sit on a bench for that much money.
Yeah, I'll be the Alex Moran of NFL. If you know, Blue Mountain State is a reference. DK Metcalf has requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks. On top of that, longtime veteran Tyler Lockett has been released by them. Devontae Adams, superstar receiver for the Packers for a while, signed with the Raiders, got traded this past season to link up with his buddy Aaron Rodgers. Guess what? Both of them now are no longer a Jet. And then T. Higgins, for the second year in a row, was franchise tagged by the Bengals. For those who don't know what franchise tag means, it basically means that you're not going to get a deal, but we're going to pay you a whole lot of money to stay here. You can only do it so many times in a row. I think this is the last time they did it. They did it with Kirk a while back, and then he finally went. He left Washington. They did it with Dak Prescott. They restructured Dak Prescott's deal to open up cap space this year. And then not Nick Bosa, but Joey Bosa, the brother, just got released by the Chargers here about right before we went live. So most of the time, though, when you see these like big time deals and they get released, sometimes they can sign with another team, but most of the time they will release them and then bring them back for a lot less money instead of restructuring the deal. So they're doing that. So it'll be that's the off season. Never stops, especially for something that brings in the ratings that is the NFL.
And we're just seeing this be the off season of a lot of sports. A lot of moves, a lot of trades, a lot of people getting released, a lot of movement.
Yep. A whole lot of movement. So, but that's all I got for NFL.
All right, well, we're going to go off to soccer, a little kicking and screaming. And we got the CONCACAF Champions Cup going on right now. So a few teams that we talked about the first round last week, but there was a few teams that hadn't played yet in the first round. So FC Cincinnati moved forward, beating FC Motagua of Honduras, aggregate score of 5-2. CS Herediano of Costa Rica moved forward, beating Real Salt Lake with an aggregate score of 2-1. Seattle Sounders moved forward, beating Antigua GFC of Guatemala with an aggregate score of 6-2. And then the Vancouver Whitecaps moved forward, beating Deportivo Saprissa of Costa Rica with an aggregate score of 3-2. We currently right now are in the round of 16. We're in leg 1. These are 2 legs, so you have one game by the lower seeded team is the home team, is the first game, and then the higher seeded team is the home game of the second game. So currently right now, we've had 3 games played. FC Cincinnati tied Tigres of Mexico 1-1. So right now, if they were to tie in Tigres, Tigres would go forward on away goals. But so FC Cincinnati needs to win in Mexico for them to go forward.
No. No, which brings me to my next point. How in the grand scheme of tournaments, where does this rank of people actually caring?
Well, this is the Champions League of CONCACAF. So if you are a Mexican team or an MLS team, you care about it because Mexico has ran this tournament mostly. You have Mexico winning all the time. The only people to really break that was the Seattle Sounders a few years ago, won the tournament. And so now it is kind of like a pride thing, which there's a lot of arguments which league is better, MLS or Liga MX. And so this plays into that. And then so typically you're always going to have it be by the end between an MLS team or a Mexican team instead.
Yeah, the only reason I'm asking is because the fact that FC Cincinnati is still playing makes me realize that the other teams just don't care. It's just there's only one reason behind it. So that's why I was asking is like, what does this tournament really matter? Because you're letting the little guy get through, who's not supposed to be there to begin with, So just wondering.
Hey, it does matter. They're not a little guy.
I need all the FC Cincinnati fans to come to this channel and tell me how much I suck.
And how wrong you are.
And how wrong I am.
Because they're one of the best teams.
Because you're hating. My hatred draws you here, which gives us views. And if you want to keep coming here and telling me how much of a POS I am because I keep hating on your team, feel free. I'm just bullshitting, but it's fun to do because it still hurts that you got in over Louisville.
I know you're still a little hurt by that.
I will always be hurt by it until we get in the league.
Going forward, I don't think that's going to happen. We got 30 teams.
I'm aware what a man can dream.
I know. Then we got Pumas of Mexico beat LD Alajuelense of Costa Rica 2-1. And then we have LAFC beat Columbus Crew 3-0. And then basically the next game is going to be, I believe, at LAFC next. So it's going to be interesting.
They
I don't know who's the higher seed.
The Columbus Crew's goosebump jerseys kits didn't scare them.
Nope. Columbus Crew might be the higher seed. I'm not sure who the higher seed is there, but I think LAFC might be. So I could be completely wrong right now. I don't know who is the higher seed and who's going to play home next, but that's still 3-0. Tonight, CS Herediano of Costa Rica playing LA Galaxy. Chivas de Guadalajara is playing Club America, both from Mexico. That's going to be a game to watch if you're not watching it now because it's probably playing right now. Those are rivals. So that's a game to watch there. Seattle Sounders is playing Cruz Azul of Mexico. Vancouver Whitecaps is playing Monterrey of Mexico. And tomorrow, Inter Miami plays Cavalier FC of Jamaica. And I'll be going to that game. And I'll put it this way, how this tournament is important.
Okay.
We'll get into it in a second, but Messi did not travel to Houston because they wanted to rest him to play him on Thursday against Cavalier.
Yeah, but FC Cincinnati's in it, so how much does it really matter? You keep setting me up, and I'm just going to keep delivering.
If you think you're delivering.
I'm to the wrong house, but it's still delivering.
And then going forward, we got MLS. Josh, your New York Red Bulls.
Yeah,
they beat Nashville.
This is the one. This is always the one time that I'm like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do with my hands.
This is the Josh Derby.
Yeah, it's the Josh Derby because I'm here in Nashville. I have nothing against Nashville. I've seen them multiple times, but Thierry Henry, and back in 2004, I've always liked their kits. I've always liked their team, so that's my team.
Yeah,
and I gotta get that Zubaz kit from last year before they stop them.
Yeah, I think this is their last year of wearing those, so you gotta get them quick.
Yeah.
Then this is probably the reason why Tishka's not here, is because Sporting Kansas City lost again. San Jose Earthquakes beat them 2-1, even though they were down a man. San Jose Earthquakes got a red card in the 52nd minute, but they still won. So Sporting KC also down bad.
Yeah. I wonder how our boy Kavishko is holding up right now. Not good, I would suspect.
And then you got San Diego FC. The reason I'm putting this in is because they are this is their inaugural season, and they haven't lost a game yet. They drew St. Louis City FC 0-0, so it is a tie. Their first game was a win. This is a tie, but they haven't lost yet. So we're going to keep on that watch to see how long they go before they lose. But let's get to the game that I care most about.
Hey, Miami did something, guys. Let her cook. Let her cook. I'll just stand back. I'll still be here, but I'm gonna let you cook.
Inter Miami beat Houston Dynamo 4-1 in Houston without Messi. Since we're playing so many games between MLS and Championship Cup, they decided to rest Messi to not have him travel to Houston. And basically the main reason is we want to score as many goals as possible on Thursday against Cavaliers, so then he doesn't have to travel to Jamaica.
Yeah.
But we'll see with that. So we got a brace from Velasco Segovia, a goal from Tadeo Allende, and a goal from Luis Suarez. Still got it. Houston got a consolation goal in the 85th minute, taking away our clean sheet, which, I mean, a clean sheet is nice, but a win is a win.
When you get to 4 goals and stuff, you always, like sometimes you're like, just give them one. Even though it's MLS, you still, you know how that is.
We need our goal differential to be good. Anyways, after the whistle was blown, this is a part that I kind of want to know what your thoughts are on this, and a part that kind of slightly pissing me off. After the whistle was blown, Ian Frey and the rest of the Inter Miami players were leaving the pitch to go to the locker room, and the locker room was behind the goal for them. So they're walking towards the locker room, and a Houston player goes and grabs Ian Frey, like straight up just is grabbing him, pulling him back, and trying to basically get into an altercation with him and yell at him. And Ian Frey, who's just trying to go to the fucking locker room, pushes him, and in pushing him, like pushes on the, apparently on the neck. It literally, my dad said he watched the video, it was like his fingertips were here. It was like you pushing on the chest, but if you touch the neck of an opposing player, which we saw kind of like with Messi, that being a fine, this ended up being a red card. Even though the whistle was blown, they gave a red card to him. What I don't like is that he did not start the altercation. He did not start anything. He was literally walking away towards towards the locker room. And so to me, if you are going to give cards, I personally don't think a card should have been given to either player. But if you are going to give cards, both players need to get a card. To give a card to one player and also the player that did not start it and not to the other, that to me is complete bias. And last year, a lot of pundits and a lot of fans all talked about how Messi and friends were getting calls from the refs, even though statistically and when you looked at the games, it wasn't actually the truth, but perception is different than truth. And we've seen it where Tishka talking about Kansas City Chiefs and like the refs and the calls and stuff like that as well. He can go on a long diatribe about that.
No, it was perfectly fine, 50-50. No one, Chiefs weren't getting any calls.
Yeah, never. But you go into that, and so I think they're overcorrecting this year. And you've seen it already in these first 2 games, that they probably don't want the perceptions of having a bias towards Messi and friends. So they have been harsher on Inter Miami than on other teams. And we've gotten 2 red cards in a row, a red card in the first game and a red card in this game. And in the first one, I understand that red card a little bit more than this one, but this one seems so unfair to me and should not have happened. And if it was going to happen, Houston deserved a red card as well, and they did not get one. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, typically, but a lot of times too, like in football, when some guy gets in somebody's, I'm just trying to come up with of why. And then even though I'm agreeing with you, it should go to both. But typically,
especially when you see it too, you're like literally right there watching it happen.
Right. But typically when, somebody gets in someone's face, it's the person that actually retaliates. And even though he didn't really retaliate, but it was just a little neck thing. And it's a dumb thing of like, they come out with a new rule, and like they were saying, okay, so they're going to a new rule. They overcompensate for it. And then for the first like 3 or 4 weeks, and then it goes back to normal. That's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping that it's going to get to that. Hope that it gets to that point. But yeah, it's just kind of some BS if both were, if both were at fault, then both should be kicked out.
Yeah, and I would say even too, like more like Houston player was more at fault. Although if you do get in an altercation, like you're gonna get a card most likely. I would have even taken like giving both of them yellows. Also, but it's weird also to give a card after a whistle is blown. To give a card after a whistle is blown means that it has to be egregious.
Mm-hmm.
Because Messi did not get a card. He got a fine. He didn't get a card for what he did because the whistle had already blown. The game was already over. And so to me, I have only ever seen a red card given after a whistle is blown is when like a legit fight breaks out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, it's the start of the season. So they always want to, here's our new things that we're going to enforce. And then they enforce it. And then people are like, well, that's dumb. And then it cools off. Typically, that's how it ends up going. But only time will tell if they keep going, bias in their calls.
Enforce it both ways.
That's what I'm saying. So, or just be inconsistent with your consistency.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep my eyes out open a little bit more this year on the refs to see how they're calling our games, because I don't know if it feels a little like it's an overcorrection from last year. So
basically, referees of the MLS, this is Sol's doing this to you. Also,
come on, you.
Also, hot take: Inter Miami better without Messi?
No.
I'm 4-1. 4-1. I'm just saying 4-1.
No.
I'm just seeing what I'm seeing. They won 4-1 without Messi.
I think we are still a very good team, and we are better than most of the other teams in the MLS with our squad without Messi. But you are, with the type of vision and the type of things that Messi can do, you're always going to want him on the field.
I'm aware. I'm just trying to.
I know.
Of course you're not. But why? What are you talking about? He just walks most of the time. He's not.
Except for when it's 7 degrees outside, then he runs.
Yeah, you're better off not having the best player ever in the history of ever in soccer play. You don't need him. No.
When you still got Luis Suarez, right?
Yeah, bite him, mother trucker.
And then this is the last bit of news here in the soccer world. We'll go in NWSL, which the league has not started yet, but we do have some news. First up, Sabrina Ionescu becomes part owner of Bay FC. She is from the Bay Area, and she decided to join the ownership. And so there's some pictures of her there with the soccer ball and the new kit, which we will be doing a new kit show for NWSL next week. Go watch our MLS kit show that we just did this Monday. Mm-hmm. Can hear all of our thoughts on whether we liked the kits or we didn't.
Spoiler alert, do better, Salt Lake and Portland. You're doing all right.
Yes. This one, I think this is the real reason why Tushka's not here. He's probably a little sad about this. Sophia Wilson, formerly Smith, will be out for the season because she just announced that she and her husband, Michael Wilson, who plays for the Arizona Cardinals, are expecting a baby. And they're doing it at the perfect time that she can be back for the next World Cup.
Yeah. There you go. All I'm seeing is someone. No, I can't even. Congratulations. I would try and spin this, but I'm not. Congratulations. It's awesome.
So you got Trinity, playing this year. Sophia not playing this year. So it'll be funny to see the banter between you and Tishka, and your Sophia versus Trinity. Love and hate.
Yeah, I could come up with a bunch of like random jokes, but I can't. I can't. It's not I can't do it right now
because he's not here.
He's not here. It doesn't hit as well. Plus, it's literally just got announced, and I'm not gonna. I just can't. I can't do it. Congratulations to the both of you.
Congratulations. Well, we're getting a baby, and that baby is gonna be athletic.
Yeah, they're going to be athletic. Like I said, with Asia and Bam, if they have a kid, same thing with them. They'll be coaches at the gender reveal party, both female and male coaches with letters of intent, depending on what the gender is.
And for this one, what sport they want to play.
Right. With this one, what sport they want to play. So there'll be a lot of football coaches, both lemon-shaped and round.
And then this next one, we're going to go to Liga MX Femenil for a second. This is not NWSL, but what a fucking golazo this is. We got to watch this.
Para Montero y para Chivas.
Tiro a esquina que ejecuta Jennifer Hermoso. Va tan corto que reacciona de buena manera la defensa. Tembi. Complicaba a Jennifer Hermoso. Rescata el balón y lo mantiene en el rectángulo verde. Va al primer palo. ¡Remate! ¡Golazo! ¡Golazo! ¡Gol!
How did she do that? Sponsored by Wingstop.
¿Quién más? Por la obra. Se conoce el hechizo. La maga. Ovalle con una definición.
If anything, the person on the back left would have been pissed because she was right there for the cross.
Golazo de la maga Ovalle. Acabamos de presenciar el mejor gol de
Qué golazo, for real.
Me apuras hasta de la liga.
Vámonos. Y el mejor de su carrera por la forma en la que define. Aquí lo vemos.
Look at this.
It was like she didn't know if she wanted to bike it or head it, and then she's like, "Fuck."
La maga, Jacqueline Ovalle.
Qué golazo.
Nomás así se podía, Luis Mario, te dije.
Because 9 and 7 had good runs.
Como una especie de medio escorpión. Exacto. No, tenemos que ponerle otro nombre.
It's a crazy goal.
Yeah. That's how you draw it up, guys. I don't know. You aspiring coaches out there. I want you to run the annexation of Puerto Rico. Go Santa Monica, go out there and act like I'm lost, is it? Yes, that's exactly what you want you to
do. Too good. But that is all I have in the world of soccer. Ready to light the lamp?
Yeah, I'm over it. Congratulations, Canada. You won. Whatever. All right, let's talk about some Chuck brothers.
Yes. So Panthers organization put Matthew Tkachuk on long-term reserve 5 days before the trade deadline. By rule, Tkachuk must miss at least 10 games or 24 days, and in the interim, his $8 million salary comes off the books, allowing Florida some more cap space before the trade deadline. So I wonder what we're going to do with that cap space. Some people are upset about that, but them's the rules, and we're just following the rules, and he's injured.
Follow the rules. I know that so far as like some updates as we were going live, there was I did get a couple of the Penguins acquire veteran Luke Sheen, Tommy Novak in a trade with Predators. So the Preds are making moves. So we'll see if the Panthers are able to spruce up their roster because it is kind of getting around the trade deadline. So,
and Panthers front office, they did say that they hope Tkachuk will be healthy in time for playoffs. So we can possibly we'll have playoff Kachuk. I hope so. But going into our games, Panthers also win all of their games in the past week, beating the Edmonton Oilers. So this was the last year Stanley Cup was between Panthers and Oilers. We beat them again, 4-3. The Calgary Flames, 3-0, and our rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2-1. So good week for the Panthers. The Preds, they won one of their games.
We won 1-1.
And the team you beat was Boston.
Yeah.
You guys beat Boston 6-3, but you also lost to the city of New York. The Islanders beat you 7-4, and the Rangers beat you 4-0.
I mean, we can't have our cake and eat it too, guys. So it's just that type of season. We're not last.
You guys are not last. You are third from last.
Not last. 2025.
The current leaders, speaking of in the Atlantic region, you got Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers are tied on points, so they're top of the Atlantic region. In Metropolitan, you got the Washington Capitals. They are 10 points above the next person on the standings, so I think they're going to stay atop of the Metropolitan.
I just need the Hurricanes to make the playoffs. That's it. Just get a seat at the chair. Get a seat at the table, guys.
The Central, we got the Winnipeg Jets, and then Pacific is the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's what we got for hockey.
Now, if you're going to name your team, if you want your team to be successful with the name Jets, go to Canada.
Go to Canada. Go to Winnipeg. And have a Canadiano.
Right. Yeah, but Vegas is going to piss some people off this year and win it again. I just have this weird feeling, and I need the Hurricanes to win it or your Panthers because the Nashville ain't going to sniff the playoffs. And then I need things to happen. Number one, I need the Hurricanes to win it so I can officially know puck. Number two, I need the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the President's Cup, which is the best record in the league, and then lose the first round. Need that to happen. So because as a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs of the NFL, I need the misery loves company. So therefore, I need you to join us in your misery of having hope every year and then just being defeated. The number three would be the Panthers winning it because right now it's looking like the Panthers are going to be right there. I'm not worried. You got Bob. So as long as you got Bob, you're going to be good. And you got Matthew. So you've got that going.
If he's healthy.
But yeah, if Matthew's not healthy, you'll still be fine. But Kachuk is.
We still got Lundell and we still got Barkey and we still got the two Sams from Canada.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like you still got a squad. I'm not. You still could probably win the cup without Kachuk, but
yeah,
it's gonna be a lot harder without.
Let's put it this way: Team USA needs Kachuk a lot more than the Panthers do. Even though we love Kachuk and we want him to be healthy, and he is very important.
Like other than outside of Bob, he's like the face of the organization.
Yeah, because he's our only American.
But. And then Vegas, I mean, they're just so consistent.
So. Yep. But that's what we have for hockey. We can go a little weird and go to our.
But you got the sports meme of the week.
Sports meme of the week. We're going a little bit to what we talked about earlier in the show, and that's the Mavs organization. Kyrie hurt. AD hurt. Luka traded. Klay Thompson on the Mavs.
I always forget Klay's on the Mavs.
He honestly, poor thing.
I can just see him like get on the phone calling Steph, and then he just does like, "How come you don't want me, man?"
Like he leaves for the Mavs, and like you think like, oh, the Mavs are adding a few players. They're doing what you're supposed to do when you make it to a finals, but you don't win. You add a few more elements to your team, and before they decided to blow up and also have a bunch of bad luck this year, and now Klay Thompson is alone.
Yeah.
Lonely.
I'm so
Mr.
lonely. I have nobody on my team.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Lonely. But Josh, where can the people find us?
The people can find us. Well, a big show tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, for you wrestling fans or not wrestling fans. I don't care. This is what happened this past weekend is mainstream. You can't deny that. Everyone's talking about it. Heck, Jon Stewart had a really good bit about it. And they were talking about it on First Take. So this is kind of that. As far as the sports entertainment world, it was the big talking thing, historical thing that happened in the world of wrestling. Justin and I will be breaking it down tomorrow. So be sure to mark your calendars and ring the doorbell, hit the subscribe button, because we'll be going live tomorrow. I know you've seen a bunch of other people break down what happened. This is our turn to break down what happened, a Fall of Elimination Chamber and other things in the world of wrestling tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. And then following that, the next day, Solo, do you have it by your side? That's right. The Space Between Worlds, our second episode of the Ruckus Book Club, REV Book Club. I keep forgetting the name, but I'm still going to keep talking. Is it Micaiah Johnson?
Micaiah Johnson.
Micaiah Johnson. I am going to get it right by the showtime on that. But yes, we'll be breaking it down along with our Patreon/Discord members as well. As we're breaking that down.
Join us below.
Yeah, if you want to join in all the festivities, what's next month's book? So
next month's book, I don't actually have a copy of it, but I have a Kindle version of it. So let me pull that up real quick, because this was originally indie published, but was picked up by a major publisher. However, I like the indie cover a lot better. And that is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman.
Yeah.
It says, the apocalypse will be televised.
Right. That's right. It seems like it's a spinoff of Ready Player One, but I don't care. I'm going to look forward to reading it for that. That's a really good cover art, too.
And not to say anything bad about the new cover from the major publisher, but this cover is just so good.
Yeah, that cover looks so cool. So I'm looking forward to reading that or / listen to it on audiobook, just depending on the situation. So yeah, shout out to Audible if you want to sponsor us. That'd be awesome. But we got that going, and then like I said, March 17th they'll be doing the bracket reveal. We're doing a live reaction with that with me and my buddy Jake doing that, and then come April, you'll see Tushka and I bringing back the Fantasy F around to go over the draft and break down everything to help you all and figure out how to navigate the rookie world and all the moves that have been made after the draft is over, because as we've already talked about before, all the moving and shaking that's going on in the NFL right now, and to help you kind of figure out how that is going to translate into you winning your fantasy league. So tune in for that. And then obviously on Wednesday, you got our faces again, breaking down the world of sports. And we look forward to keep bringing you all this great content as we move forward in 2025.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You ready for our moment of Zen?
I am. Let's do the dang on thing.
What's going on? Let's get on the ACT. The ACT? I was like on the 5. All right. Who do you think has the best ACT in the NBA? It might be this guy. Really? I don't know. He's like a 34. 34? We're going to figure it out. 34 ACT is insane.
Isn't like the top 36 or 38? I always forget.
36.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the highest ACT score in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
I would say the Lopez twins. They went to Stanford.
Possibly.